Kent, would you like to start us off?
Okay. So we were talking before the game about Bridget Carleton,
Yeah,
how she's taking it to a new level. Then she goes out and hits 4 of 4, about as efficient a performance as you could imagine. I mean, can we just kind of reiterate a lot of what we were saying earlier tonight about just, the level she's taking her game to?
yeah, and you're talking about the offensive side of it. I thought defensively was probably the most impactful because Rickea Jackson had been playing extremely well. I think she was averaging, 20 over the last few games, just playing great. And I thought BC's efforts, the game at our place, I thought Rickea worked us a little bit. I think Bridget kind of took it upon herself to make sure that didn't happen again. And then, yeah, the efficiency that she plays with. First Lynx player to have four made three, 4 of 4, shooting at least 4 free throw. Goddamn, four shooting at least 4 threes, going perfect. It has the most such games in Lynx history, and so just speaks to her efficiency, her consistency, her confidence. We asked her to do different things. We went small. She guards bigs, right? She brings the ball up for us. Incredibly valuable for us.
And Dorka starting again for Fee. The other day she had 11 rebounds tonight. The points, a couple of big offensive rebounds. I mean, you talked about how she kind of parachuted in because she was so late, but she seems to be finding her legs a little bit.
Yeah, it comes at a good time because I do think she was finding her legs. It's obviously a lot of minutes for her. She kind of gutted through that, but yeah, I thought the more she plays and kind of getting back in that starting role, kind of gave her the confidence, and she moves the basketball. She knows what to do off ball, and she was effective. Seeking the paint, and played a heck of a game.
Last couple for me. 9 players scored in the first quarter. I think you got 14 from the bench, 15 from your starters. Just a really nice way to start the game. If you could talk about that. And then, again, I think you kind of put to rest any idea of a comeback with the way you started the second half.
Yeah.
Can you just, I mean, you've had big starts to start games before. I thought that the way you started the third quarter kind of put a lid on things as far as their aspirations.
I thought our first half, I told them as a group, collectively, as a team, that was a heck of a half for us. Defensively, accomplishing our goals, playing off of our defense in transition, sharing the ball, finding shooters, seeking the paint, just playing pick and roll game, making great reads and sharing the ball. And that was really across the board. When the second group came in, I thought Diamond pushing the pace, just doing what they do, and Chechi finding her way offensively. And I thought Natisha in the first half was good in terms of pace and directing, and Peely, had her minutes that were, good to see her out there and just gaining in confidence. And obviously offensively, she's pretty impactful. So I just thought a really good team first half, and 30 points from the bench on the game. The second half, fourth quarter in particular, not as good for us. Just I hated the way we ended. That fourth quarter was pretty rough. The number of shot clock violations and things like that. It just, we got sloppy. But we're certainly happy with the team effort and the production we got kind of across the board. Got some people off the court, which was important in where we are as far as, in the cadence of games. And so really, really happy with the team effort.
We'll go Frank, then Brad.
You kind of hit on it before, but I mean, you get points from all 10 of your players tonight, 30 bench points. I mean, obviously you're playing without Fee, and that's, some people need to step up, but just going forward, as you look down the line, some of those minutes that some of those players got, how critical is that going to be?
I'm really critical. We've got some players, and, if people have been following for the first half of the season, we've, had some players that had injuries or, absence for overseas, and, just still kind of finding our bench. Chechi's kind of been our mainstay, but even her gaining in her confidence. And so that bench has really been growing. Peely kind of being a player that doesn't see very many minutes because she's playing behind people. and so now us getting this experience, Diamond getting more, playing like Diamond, Dorka playing like Dorka, Peely getting more experience. Chechi's, really gotten to a great place, and T, being able to give us something different and share the game like she did with Courtney. They're so different, the two of them, and so I just think that's bodes well for us to continue to have this mindset of not caring who gets the credit. When your number's called, be ready. And that's what we got to keep hanging our hat on.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Brad and then Terry.
Yes. Hi, Coach. With that really, really good first half, what's your message to the team during halftime so they, don't want to feel complacent or coming out into the second half where that hot start could just be erased pretty quickly?
Well, we talked to them about, we could feel it in the second quarter, LA's aggression. We experienced it in Minnesota when we played them. They really knocked us off screens and got very, very physical. So we just talked about that we had to be on guard for that, and that defense would get us through the most challenging times. And I thought the third quarter defense was pretty good. I thought on the game we were pretty good. I mean, we certainly had some lapses here and there, but I think understanding that when you come out in the third quarter, we were ready. We didn't walk out there as if the game was over. We knew that LA has played from behind before. They're not giving up. They're at home, and we needed to be ready, and we were.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Terry.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. You've touched on Dorka's performance a bit already, but I just wanted to ask about her a little bit more. In a game where she's already playing in place of Fee, and then Lan gets in a little bit of foul trouble in the second half against a team like LA, who has Hamby and Rakia Jackson, and can just show so many different looks down low. Just how impressed were you with her overall performance tonight, and just how big of a challenge is it when she's kind of like the only big out there, given the injuries and foul trouble that you're dealing with?
Yeah, and we needed all those minutes, and like I said, there were times when she got a little bit gassed, and so here was Dorka's night defensively. When they went small and they moved Rakia to the 4, Dorka guarded Rakia. Then they went big and they brought Liuru in the game. She guarded Liuru. She guarded Steven. She guarded, that's just Dorka. She's able to guard a variety of skill sets, and so really valuable. It helps Lan, have different, not just be the one that gets pounded all the time and taking the fives all the time. So we're able to kind of play off some matchups there, and I thought Dorka's activity offensively, she played within herself and sought out easy opportunities, the hustle plays on the glass, and found herself in the paint. She was aggressive, just like we asked them to be, and Dorka got that done, and we told her in the locker room that she was player of the game.
We'll wrap
Thank you,
with
Coach.
You're welcome. Andrew,
Congrats on the win, Coach.
thank you.
I just wanted to ask, without Fee in this lineup defensively, still a really good performance tonight. Just what has it been like watching this team grow from last season kind of being towards the bottom of the pack defensively to, at this point, we can kind of call you guys an elite defense?
Yeah, it sounds great. It's a team that I said this before, early in training camp. Early, I'm talking the second day, we saw them do things that we would try to get teams of the last few years to do, and it just didn't come natural for us. And people like Natisha, who naturally, the system that she played in Connecticut, the way that they support in their nail efforts, right, their help and the help to help her, they're very aware about the next actions. Lan, the way Lan and Fee play together, helping each other, our willingness to rotate. It's given KMAC confidence to not feel like, well, I can't leave my player, because if I leave my player, then they might score. So giving us the confidence, and BC, who has always been somebody we've counted on defensively. Even like we talked about, Diamonds improve it defensively. And so it's been it's been fun to watch. You know, I'm super proud of it. I love coaching, you know, a great defense. Absolutely love it. And, you know, I'm happy that, you know, they understand that that's our path. Being hard to play against is our path. And we can have a special season if we keep playing defense.
And BC just a few minutes ago mentioned that they're having a lot of fun playing defense. What's it like as a coach hearing players say that they're having fun playing defense?
That tells you a lot, because I can guarantee I didn't hear that the last couple of years. So it tells you a lot. So that the players understand. Fee's been here, BC's been here. We've been a part of poor defenses, so they know what it feels like, and so they want something different, right? So you have their attention, and then you bring in some new players that. Again, it was day 2 that I was walking out of there going, you know, okay, this is fun. And, you know, you don't know at that time what it's going to lead to, but just their commitment to it. And to be honest with you, our commitment to it, you know, we don't have a shoot around that we're not, you know, we don't have practice time, but man, are we hitting our staples defensively, the things that we are going to get done. And at times it's at the expense of the offense, but that's okay, because we can win games with our defense. And, you know, I thought, that was a big part of us getting off to a good start here today.
Last one for me. Lan and Dorka have gotten more extended minutes playing side by side together. I wonder just what your observations are on kind of that pairing now that we've seen a little bit more of it.
They both know how to play. You know, when one rolls, the other one knows play behind that. You know, we've been working on some different scenarios about when we feed the post. We don't necessarily have, you know, bigs that we want them to challenge other bigs, right, in one-on-one scenarios. And so they understand their limitations that way, and what are our strengths, and play to our strengths. And so the two of them, you know, they just understand what we're trying to get done. Lan is a terrific screen and roller. I mean, just terrific. And then if Dork is in a situation where we like her matchup better in a pick and roll, Lan is a really good shooter, you know, and so you can play off of each other. And we needed exactly what you just said. We needed those minutes of Lan and Dorka together. All right. I don't necessarily want to get here this way, you know, without Fee. But this is one way for them to gain in their chemistry. And, you know, when Fee gets back, you've got a nice, you know, 3-player post rotation that you can play all combinations.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.